pulled the plug because I seen where that was about to go. They wanted blood, they wanted clicks to make their pockets grow.
We did wanted blood and clicks, but it wasn't for pockets to grow, my nigga. At least not mine. I just wanted to see the greatest of the great of this generation go at it, bro. That's it. That's why I said, bro, it's like 2009 Kobe versus Bryant when them niggas had an opportunity to have one of the greatest finals of all time. It sound like a nigga right now is trying to jot down rhymes. J. Cole is the Kevin Durant of basketball to me. He's supposed to be one of them guys that's in the top 5, the top 10 names you drop in there. When you look at KD, his skill set, what he's put together. But a lot of times, why he's getting asterisks on his career or even asterisks on his accomplishments, because it came with the wrong move making, the way he chose to go about doing what he did. Hence his situation was going to Golden State. Yeah, he got chips, but it's on the back of a 73-19. Yeah. What's poppin', man? It's your boy Red back again on the WatztheWord channel. About to jump into the hookah. Know what time it is, man. It's your boy Red back again. About to jump into another hookah bang. We back live, man. About to jump into a new reaction. It's been a minute, man. Haven't been as long as it was prior to when I got back to doing the reactions. But, you know, we back today, man. We back with a special one. Feel good to be live, back in the building. This one has been making a lot of noise. I've managed to not hear it until this very moment. We're here today about to check it out. And this is a little irony when it comes to this reaction and this artist we getting into today. One being, I was a fan. I would say I'm still a fan just of his catalog. Has a lot of great albums. You know what I mean? A lot of gems in his music. I think he's been an artist to really showcase what it looks like to evolve. Not just as an artist, but in his content. And I think that's crucial because he's had some interviews and moments on televised networks and things like that where I think he was pretty open, transparent about, you know, just how he came into the game, his perception of it, and kind of what he experienced, learned from, and what he's grown into be today. And I think I may have a lot of different things to say about him as an individual, even as an artist, if I knew him personally, but I don't have the privilege or the fortune to have their relationship. So I only can go over for what I see through the music, through the platform that he has, and his career from afar. So with that being said today, man, we are jumping into the latest record by J. Cole. Let me get the proper or the exact title of the record. It is called Port Antonio. But yeah, man, I say all that because I say all the stuff that I said prior to what I'm saying now around how I once viewed Cole and kind of how I view him now, mainly based off of the decision making when it came to the beef that happened this year between Drake, Kendrick, and basically between the three-headed monster, the big three, so to speak, and his decision making in that, which was basically to bow out, throw in the towel, and honestly, it was. It's been so much that happened this year. I'm remembering it now in real time while discussing this. I probably would have a way different feeling, point of view, or stance on how I feel like he played it if he kind of just sat back initially, and never came out with the record like shooting a warning shot and then reneging. That's a lot of that stuff for me. I have a lot of problem with that. I probably would have had a problem with him not saying nothing at all, even if he just did that. But it's the fact that we seen what happened in the public with the record being released, him coming up with the statement, hopping on stage, saying that stuff at Dreamville, or Dreamfest. I forgot what it's called, Dreamville Festival. And, giving that whole spiel about, how he felt about his decision when he jumped out there, kind of jumped the gun, reneged on it, regretted putting it out. He he got love for both of these niggas, which all can be true, but I think all can be true with still engaging in beef, engaging in friendly competition, war, whatever you want to call it. It's rap, it's music, and I think that's the cloth that honestly hip hop came from. When you go back to the roots of hip hop, b-boy dancing, competitions, the DJ battles, like battle, beef, and competition is like a pillar and an element of hip hop. You know what I mean? So any opportunity you got that, and when you get it from the highest of heights and the highest caliber artist versus another higher caliber artist, to have that missed opportunity is where my disappointment in how I view KD, how I view J. Cole differently now, which what I just mentioned, KD, is how I view J. Cole. J. Cole is the Kevin Durant of basketball to me. He's supposed to be one of them guys that's in the top 5, the top 10 names you drop in there. Arguably, he has one of the, greatest resumes. When you look at KD, his skill set, what he's put together. But a lot of times, why he's getting asterisks on his career or even asterisks on his accomplishments, because it came with the wrong move making, the way he chose to go about doing what he did. Hence his situation was going to Golden State. Yeah, he got chips, but it's on the back of a 73-9 team. Plus, that was the team, the niggas was up on 3-1 the year they go on, lose to the 2016 Cavs that year. But they was up 3-1 on that same squad. OKC, they blew it. So and it was a budding rivalry between them two. Again, back to another situation where competition is involved and you go and join forces with the squad. That's a weak move. So stuff like that holds a lot of I hold a lot of stock in that type of decision making when it comes to what do you do in the midst of war. And when it comes to competition, like how do you face competition? I think that's key for me. You know what I mean? Because I think the top tier elite guys that achieve greatness, they are built and wired with that type of DNA. You know what I mean? Like they go head on into war. They go head on into competition. They're not looking for an easy out or looking to bow out or to throw in the towel or to second guess their decisions. So, that's a personal thing. I think a lot of people will probably agree with that. Some people may think like after this record is what I'm hearing, like they proud of kind of how he handled it. I text my boys in the group chat like, yo, prior to even getting into this record, I'm going to let you know, I'm going to still view him like KD, the Kevin Durant of rap, though that I can still come away with some things where I feel like it gave me more insight on how he came to the decisions that he came to. But anyways, I'm giving a spiel like I already heard the record and I haven't. I imagine that this record is probably more about, it's more than just about, him addressing the Drake and Kendrick beef and, his play and what he decided to do and stuff like that. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Young Jermaine walked the straight and narrow, minimum wage jobs for the narrow, but still my mind was on the zeros. We was skipping church, but my eyes was on the sparrows. Niggas flipping pies, spending thousands on a payroll. Shit, I wanna shine too.
I love this is Cole 101 though. Like if you know Cole catalog, this is Cole 101. This is what I love from Cole. You know what I mean? The nigga just literally having a conversation, talking, just letting it just pour from his soul. You know what I mean? And I love that the production is amazing. Once that piano came in, slowly being played, yeah, you know what I mean? You pretty much got me already right there with the vibes and just you already can tell he finna be raw, authentic, and uncut. So,
but never forgot the spot where I developed my plot. The dwell at the top, the veil where all my skeletons locked. I seen lifelong friends turn to devilish ops.
I like how he playing with this shit, dog. Pause. I love how he rocking on this mug thus far, dog. Straight up, I got my melanin mocked. I'm ever the veil, I got my skeletons locked. Yeah, I'm that flow and all that. That was crazy. I'm rocking with it for sure.
You can't relate unless your father was not around and your mother went out and found someone else and then brought around and they salad to it. Ride to it.
This hook though. The hook is the most lackluster shit ever though, dog. Sound like some niggas was just in the studio with that nigga just literally saying, ride to it. Ride to it, ride to it. The Cole vocals have came in.
Benjamin Button, cold flows, reverse time. To find deliveries good as mine, you gotta search Prime.
To find deliveries cold as mine, you gotta search Prime. I'm with that. Yeah, I'm with that shit right there.
One thing's for sure that I've matured from my first rhyme. I learned long ago you can't please them all and it hurts trying. Fake it, told it as wise. I can see hate in both of your eyes, but the third's blind. So you search lines. I pulled the plug because I seen where that was about to go. They wanted blood, they wanted clicks to make their pockets grow.
We did wanted blood and clicks, but it wasn't for pockets to grow, my nigga. At least not mine. I just wanted to see the greatest of the great of this generation go at it, bro. That's it. That's why I said, bro, it's like 2009 Kobe versus Bryant when them niggas had an opportunity to have one of the greatest finals of all time. It sound like a nigga right now is trying to jot down rhymes. What I'm saying though, bro, like we want to just see it for the culture, for the love of the sport. This was fandom. This was fandom seeking that for me, bro, personally. I don't know what other niggas was thinking, bro. But for me, personally, that's where my desire to see him engage in that. Because, I mean, bro, just think from another space, right? Like, think if he actually engaged in that shit, bro. And somehow it was already multiple niggas going at Drizzy, right? Multiple. But you would have had the three guys, a part of the three-headed monster, simultaneously battling one another. You know what I mean? Like, I would have loved to see that. I suppose it would have been a 2-verse-1 when it came to Dot going at both of them. But I think the timeline of how this would have went down differently. I don't see it being that Drake releases his in the midst of Cole battling him at the same time. I see that happening in a chronological order. He battles this guy versus him, and then depending on that, if he comes out of that, then he goes battle Drizzy. You know what I'm saying? I would have seen it like that. But who knows? Maybe it was supposed to go like this because if let's just say Kendrick goes against Cole, they beef, Cole come out on top. Do we ever actually get the Kendrick versus Drake beef? I don't think so. I think we get a couple sub bars. I think we get some man, what the fuck are those even called, bro? I feel like I haven't said that. Some subs, basically. I feel like we get a bunch of subs throughout the years, and maybe it comes to a head years down the lane again. But I don't know if it necessarily comes out and comes to fruition this year. If Cole versus Kendrick happens and Kendrick actually comes out on top, or Cole actually comes out on top, I don't necessarily think we actually get the Drake versus Kendrick beef this year. Which would have been, you know what I mean? Which many are saying is the biggest and greatest rap battle of all time. I probably would have to agree, especially if we're talking about in the 21st century. Easily, that's not even a contest to me. Just from a multitude of reasons why. I mean, one, you're dealing with tier A artists. It wasn't like a tier A versus a tier B. And then also, when you look at the amount of records that came from it, a lot of beefs or battles, they go back and forth, but they don't go to 4, 5, 6, 7 records from each artist. You know what I mean? Like, that's insane. And if you ask me, I think more will still come. We're still like in this aftermath, supposedly somewhat round 2. You know what I mean? And then you just look at the records that came from it. I think one of the best records in this rap beef or diss records of all time with Family Manners by Drake. And then probably the biggest diss record of all time, Not Like Us from Kendrick. I mean, with those two feats by themselves, has to put this beef in that battle almost in a class of his own. So anyways, man, that went off on a rant. But yes, I'm back to what the main point was. It wasn't for clicks and pockets to grow for me, bro. It was personally just wanting to see and be a part of a generation where a battle like this would happen. You got the top tier guys going at each other next. And I really want to see Cole in a battle. I really want to see him in war. You know what I mean? Like, not sparring and tapping with loved ones. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see him go at a nigga. And honestly, that would have been what this would have been as well. I just think, man, it got to be a space where niggas can do this, dog, to where even if it is your boy or somebody that you rock with on a per level, like, bro, y'all can head up and square it up and get some real beef diss records from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so even if it's just rapidy rap shit, like, what I always tell cats, or what the example is what I always use when it comes to, can niggas really get down in the mud and fight fair in the midst of a rap beef or rap battle? And I always say yes, because that Jordan Lucas versus Tory Lanez is the greatest and prime example of that. Like, and it was some great records, and we got great performances from both of them in between that beef. You know what I mean? Like, Tory came out on top, but bro, I love that, because a lot of niggas was looking at it like, bro, who really wanted this? They think Tory was just gonna get washed, et cetera, et cetera. And the end result was it was an upset, and we actually still got some great records in rap beef diss records from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I always use that, bro. Like, it can happen. It's happened before. I think even the Slim Shady versus MGK shit. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that was some fire shit that really didn't. And maybe it's just because of how they are. Like, they just let some shit fly. But I thought that was another great example as well, too, man. But let's try to finish this joint.
They see this fire in my pen and think I'm dodging smoke. I wouldn't have lost the battle, dog. I would have lost the bro. Pen and think I'm dodging smoke. Was about to go. They wanted blood, they wanted clicks to make their pockets grow. They see this fire in my pen and think I'm dodging smoke. I wouldn't have lost the battle, dog. I would have lost the bro.
Hey, but look, he turned that into a nice line. Yeah, you wouldn't have lost the battle, you would have lost the bro. Cool. But you were dodging smoke. That smoke was dodged. You see what I'm saying? Like, you at least entered the ring, threw a jab, didn't even stay in the ring long enough to see a jab come back. At least let us get that. You know what I mean? Like, let us get that. Even just long enough to where Kendrick gave him something. You know what I mean? Like, direct. I just wanted to see that, bro. Don't renege on the record. He could have reneged behind closed doors. Now, would it have went like that? Maybe not, because once you put something out there publicly, it's out there. You speaking on my name, you putting me in bad light. I may have to do something about that if I'm Kendrick. But man, yeah, nice boy. I love the way he flipping the situation. That's some real nigga shit. I think that principle he outlined with that bar, like taking a high road, volume relationship over some, basically putting relationship over something that they just both do. You know what I mean? Like, not letting their careers overtake what they have with one another, which is, it seems like to be an actual real relationship, a brotherhood. They may consider them each other loved ones to some degree. And I agree. Like I said, that principle, bro, in any other situation in life is totally the right way to go about it. But in hip hop, I feel like hip hop allows you to exaggerate and operate in this animated, somewhat made up world to where things can be allowed. And still, once you put the mics down, there's no bringing that baggage out of that reality. That's what I mean. It basically, hip hop allows you and creates a different reality that not necessarily is actual reality, but within that dimension or that realm, certain things are allowed. and look, let me just say this. I'm not co-signing or saying it's all the right thing that should be allowed. I'm just saying, like, this is a certain culture and it has an expectation and a cloth that has been historically laid out before us and just can't abruptly change because you decide you want to do different. Especially because, and this is the other thing, I'm remembering things in real time, because Cole was talking so much about wanting smoke with cats all year long. Previous years, his feature run. I mean, he been literally, like, Cole has been like a wolf with his teeth out, seeking blood prior to this beef. And so when it come across his desk, the rejection or the fading out or the bowing out, it's like the last thing you can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like for fans like me and people of the hip hop culture like me, like civilians of hip hop culture, he's going to forever have to plead or make up his lack of support that kind of took a dip. And I think a lot of the hip hop community, maybe even somewhat of his own fan base, I'm not saying totally, but I feel like he's going to always have to battle up that hill and try to regain some of that traction with just outstanding performances. You know what I mean? Like, give him more insight. I feel like in future interviews, if he ever does one, he'll have to talk about it over and over, to where, you know, it's going to be like out of a spirit of trying to make up for making that bad move and knowing that there was a loss of how he was viewed in hip hop and possibly even his career. You know what I mean? Like, I try to do my best to separate somebody's talent, skill, and career away from just who they are as a person. But when it is a direct impact on what you did or how you chose to go about doing things in your career, it's hard to try to split those hairs apart. And so, because like I said, we didn't get certain things because he made a decision. And those certain things are records in music in a moment in hip hop history that would have went down that we didn't get. And so, you know, I'm living fully in the reality of hip hop when I'm giving that take about how I view J. Cole, how I view him differently, and the letdown from that decision. There was another side of me that can always speak to, as a man, how somebody probably should handle that. That is more of a manly wisdom, and you know, you're considering somebody as a brother in that way that would be just better. You know what I mean? Would just be the more honorable thing to do, so to speak. But when something's built on a different trait, and the trait is such a huge element of the culture and of that genre, yeah, it's not gonna go so well. So yeah, man, I can spit on this all day because I have so much to say about it. Like, yeah, and so much of this is tied to other things in life for me. Just the mentality and approach is dang near like the starting foundation of anything with how I engage with anybody or anything.
I would've gained a phone and all for what? Just to attain some old props from strangers that don't got a clue what I've been aiming for. And all for what? Just to attain some old props from strangers that don't got a clue what I've been aiming for. For your favorable means to be considered best, to live and rest, the weight of both things. I understand the thirst of being first that made them both swing. My friends went to war, I walked away with all they blood on me. Try wipe away my pedigree, but please find a nigga out there that's rapping this incredibly.
Oh man. I mean, look, he's addressing everything I be saying. Like, I'll say something, he come back. It's just like, I don't know. I think it's a bit of a contradiction. And when you grow and your career is in front of the world, we're gonna have the privilege to say where you contradict yourself. Musically, you know what I mean, where you once was. And I get it, bro. Artists grow, people grow, individuals grow. They do. It's just what you put out though, bro. Like, it was too potent. It was too consistent in what you drilled in fans' minds. You know what I mean? Like, and even with what he's saying right now, people trying to discredit him, you know, take things away from him. What I just mentioned in the previous spiel, I said, like, I don't know where you can 100% like give the argument where Cole is the best rapper alive right now. I guess you would just say rapping only, like just rapping ability and just rap performances. Is Cole on a run where he's been delivering some of the greatest rap performances consecutively? Yes, I'll give you that. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I think people come to a decision or come to the title of best rapper alive or who's the best out right now in many of different ways. I don't think it's just a matter of who's putting out the best rap verses right now. You know what I mean? Like, I say it's a collection of everything. You know what I mean? Who's having the best rap verses? Who's putting out the best rap albums? Who's actually impacting cats in the rap community at the biggest of levels. And you know, like, if you only looking at it in one dimensional, I suppose somebody can make a case for Cole. I still don't think that's necessarily a runaway title. But yeah, bro. Like, and I love Cole's catalog. He has, I would say, arguably 1.5 classics. But we're still waiting on, like, for me, I feel like Cole, if he would have engaged in that battle and he would have dropped this Fall Off album and it was a classic, I would have personally considered to put him over Kendrick at number 2. I don't necessarily think that's possible now. especially after the year Kendrick just had. I mean, Kendrick just upped his score quite a bit. And so, yeah, man, I don't know if he can say, I feel like that's a rebuttal that we can somewhat consider. Who's, when he says who's out actually rapping like this, you know what I mean? Like claiming his case as being the best rapper alive. Cool, but leave it to me, man. Like this record ain't seeing It's Up by Drake. You know what I mean? Like I think I love what it's presenting because he's addressing things. I'm not coming back to this record though, or I'm not actually like losing my shit totally to this record, and I'm pretty much done with the record so far. I just think it's interesting, it's insightful. He is delivering some bars, he's delivering some flows. It's you know what I mean? I think it's a solid record. But you know what I mean? You turn on a record like It's Up by Drake, you're getting bars, you're getting a actual smash hit. And it's the replay value is through the roof. You know what I mean? Like it's through the roof. I'm not gonna play this record. Like I'm gonna listen to this record for the sake of the only reason I'm actually listening to this record is for the sake of the reaction. Because I feel the importance and the significance of this record to the culture and hip hop and for reactors is crucial. Like I'm here for that reason, but I'm not turning this on just riding around in a whip or there's not really too many scenarios I can see me play this outside of me reacting to it. That's it. And for the sake of conversation and podcasts and shit that I do like that, that's about it. But let me just try to finish this mug, bro. I got so much to say about almost everything.
Dog texted me, I share the words he said to me. If you refuse to shoot the gun, don't mean the gun ain't deadly. I mean the gun ain't deadly. To me, if you refuse to shoot the gun, don't mean the gun ain't deadly. I guess in me, I share the words he said. My dog texted me, I share the words he said to me. If you refuse to shoot the gun, don't mean the gun ain't deadly. To start another war, hey Drake, you'll always be my nigga. I ain't ashamed to say you did a lot for me, my nigga.
I like those bars, but yeah, man. Anybody that knows me knows like hypotheticals are literally like the last thing. You know what I mean? Like I love the way he flipping shit, but it's like they don't hold no weight. And he acknowledged that. Like he's acknowledging like that's just a hypothetical thing he's saying. You know what I mean? Like in as much as he can believe that, I'm a person like you gotta actually go out do this shit. Because when people are trying to live off hypotheticals and receive credit off of hypotheticals, it takes away from the people that actually went out and did it in reality. It actually put in the work. So I'm always gonna have a pushback on that. Yeah, I like that he addressed the Drizzy shit though. I was anxious to see what he was gonna say about that. I wonder how Drizzy received what he said in this record, and if they had other conversations and stuff like that. But that was the way to go about it.
Fuck all the narratives. Tapping back into your magic pen is what's imperative. We're speaking our thoughts, pushing ourselves, reaching the charts, reaching your minds, deep in your hearts and shit. I'm sending love cause we ain't prime and shit. My nigga, y'all niggas ain't stopping me.
There you have it, man. Port Antonio by J. Cole. I'm gonna try to not spend too much time on talking right now because I'm literally at 30 minutes. This is crazy. I don't know how I do this shit, bro. Anyways, I'm at 30 minutes, bro, on a 5-minute record reaction. Like this is crazy. Anyways, bro. Yeah, I said most of everything of what I felt about the record in real time. It was a lot of points in bars and lines in there that made me, have to rebuttal, push back. Really, like I said, going into this, I kind of knew the sentiment of where he was going to kind of approach his record with, which it lived up to it. It actually is a very solid record. I like that he addressed it. I like people that can actually address things in music and feel like they're just talking to you. But it's just a better experience because you're listening to it. You know what I mean? It felt like an interview. I felt like he answered a lot of things that somebody would ask him in the interview. And maybe a person like him don't got to do a lot of interviews because he says so much in the music, you can just get the answers there. So kudos to him for that, man. I thought it was a solid record. I still pretty much have the same stance on just how I view him. I think it was just a record that gave more insight into kind of, like I said, a record that just falls in line with just pleading his case on why he decided to do what he did, to try to bring some understanding for people that are out there like me, which, I think It's what I would probably do if I was in his shoes. I would put it in the music. I would definitely do it there. I think that's a better form than any other form, especially that's the way that we consume most of what comes from you. Pause. But yeah, man. Overall, I thought the record was solid, bro. I still would very much see J. Cole as the Kevin Durant of rap. I love the brother's heart and just his approach as a man. I just think you have to put on different clothes when it's time for war, when it's time. And honestly, I feel kind of weird saying that because the nigga was wearing those clothes before. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think that's different clothes. I just think it was such a sticky situation. You know, it was a bit of a panic. You know what I mean? I feel he could have done it. I feel there was a route that J. Cole could have took in this beef, and he could have came out on the other side of that beef, still in relationship with both of these guys. You know what I mean? Like, cause it happens. Like, some of the niggas that I love the most is the niggas that I went to war with and had a lot of differences and disagreements with. And a lot of times made niggas tougher, made niggas closer, made niggas respect each other even more. I think about, like, if you ever hear about a competitor, I use sports a lot of times to parallel a lot of things, bro. But like, if you ever hear like a Kobe or anybody at their highest level, like the way you show the opposite or the opponent respect is you giving your best. Don't come out, and I don't even care if we homies. That makes it even the more that you need to show up and treat it as if like, bro, I'm just another nigga on the court. I'm just another nigga on the other side going at you in a rap beef. That's it. That's the way you respect that. One of the niggas that do that to the utmost is Russell Westbrook. Another nigga that do that is Kobe. The examples I have, go back and look at that 2008 Olympic documentary where they dive into how Kobe, is it 2008 or 2012? One of them, where Kobe is going against Paul Gasol country team, and he basically talking to them like, bro, I don't care who that nigga is. He ain't my teammate when we got these jerseys on. That's the op. And you see what Kobe went and did. The nigga flew through his chest. You know what I'm saying? Put that boy on his ass. Like he was nobody. And Kobe considered that dude his brother. That's actually the godparents of Kobe child. You know what I mean? Like Russ, another example. Every time you see Russ go against Kevin Durant, what does it look like? It looked like them niggas was never teammates. It looked like that nigga Russ almost even go harder. No kizzy, bro. I could put up a clip right now that show all the times Russ is playing against Kevin Durant on opposite teams, and it look like Russ tries to go at Kevin Durant like he's his number one enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the way you show respect, bro. That's the way you show up when you going against another nigga, dog, that's at the same caliber of you, and you know what's at stake, which is a high level historical moment in a beef in a battle that now is a missed opportunity. That's my biggest that's my biggest like kind of take and why I sit where I sit with how I view KD. I mean, how I view KD for sure, but how I view J. Cole and how he basically chose to go with this beef decision. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, man, ultimately, bro, solid record. I think it's solid. It probably won't get too much replay value out of me at all. And I think, like I said, bro, as a rapper, in rap, it's like no other genre. It really isn't. Rap is like no other genre. And let's not try to make it like other genres because that's why we love it. And I think he knows that. I just think, the whatever side of him got the best of him to back out of a situation to where I don't think he was willing to engage without having the fear or running a risk at losing a relationship. But I think if he sat with it, I think there was a route that could be taken. I'm sure of that. All in all, though, man, somehow I'm at 40 minutes on a 5-minute reaction, which is just ridiculous. I don't get it at all. Y'all know what time it is, man. Hope y'all enjoyed the reaction, man. I had a lot to say. I'm going to try to get back to these reactions as much as I can, especially for the most vital records, vital albums, vital artists, anytime they drop or got new releases. So y'all get in the comments. Y'all hold me accountable of that. I have many of other things that'll be coming on the channel. Appreciate all the subscribers, all the people that be in the comments, anybody that ever liked the video or shared the video. I appreciate all that y'all done over the years. We are at 7.57 subscribers and counting. And so we're still on that road to 10K. I see it happening sooner than later. But yeah, man, stay tuned. More new content on the way. I know what time it is, man. It's your word.
You want time to mind, you don't want time to